Welcome to One Message in a Bottle Tarot. My name is One, and I am your spiritual advisor. I'm going to skip the whole intro. Everything you need to know is in the bio and the description box. But please make sure that you subscribe, like this video, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a live or an upload. And do not forget to meet us over in VIP Patreon, the all access tier, which gives you access to all of my psychic readings across all of my YouTube platforms, in addition to all of my psychic readings in VIP. That features world predictions, like we're doing now, pandemics, celebrity extended true crime, royals, K-pop, you name it. It's over there in all access VIP tier. There are many tiers, but I promote all access. All right, baby, the way they cut me off when I got to talking about the future of Black folk. Okay, they said, what future? That's not even funny. I like why they cut me off when I start talking about the Black folk, Black History Month. Okay, here they say black. Okay, I guess that's what it. Black history is history, or blacks is history. Okay, here did you see that? Okay, this girl took the whole internet. I like, okay, that's how you know, and that's how it's like, okay, so you showed your whole hand here. So it is that deep, it is that serious, it is the time where Black people, people of color in particular, need to pay attention, need to not be led by distraction, and need to focus, because there is a concerted effort to wipe out the history. Only time you want to wipe out history, only time you don't want to talk about what happened in the past is when you're guilty. Okay, here, all right. You don't want to know. I don't want people to know I'm a bad person. Well, we already know history has proven. Okay, here, why don't you want to stand on what you did? Okay, just do it with your chest, own it with your chest. All right, and it's not like you can say, well, that was then, this is now, because quite obviously you're doing the same thing now. Okay, here. I like, no, they didn't cut it off when I was all right. So let's just let this whole video. Maybe we just need our own space. Okay, here. So Black History Month, world predictions for people of color. What it is giving. Again, I was talking about objects of permanence. All right. So things having permanent or lasting impact. And again, I was talking about this is a Geico and insurance and eugenics. All right. Eugenics is basically saying that, only certain people are worthy to thrive, live good, eat good, have access to resources, hell, even come outside in society. Okay. Eugenics says we're better than you and you're not, so we get to do whatever. All right. I was also saying that there is a playlist. All right. This video will be added to it that is in the playlist section about eugenics and this energy around African Americans and what's headed, okay, for the community. Some things you can already see that they are attempting to implement now. Again, there's this energy of the bridge between, you know, uh, hardcore trap music to prison, or single motherhood to prison, or something. Pipeline, thank you. All right. uh Watch out, okay, of concerted efforts, organized, orchestrated, covert events, all right, that they're going to try and implement to try and create this pipeline to prison system. I saw someone else talking on X, and they were like, I forgot where it was, but they said that, like some Nazis or white power or whatever pulled up in the neighborhood, said a bunch of niggers and fuck you or whatever, and waved a flag, whatever they did, and then pulled off. And the black folks was sitting like, okay. All right, here. So one thing I can say is I feel like the collective is getting smart. They are peeping a lot of the traps that are being set. They are recognizing this concerted effort to try and get, incite, okay, these protests and riots, but knowing that those will be an excuse. Like, I just feel like once they do whatever, they just want to make it easy so they can fill up again these private prison systems and all of that. So again, it is giving very much. This is a time where you want to listen to your woman, listen to your mama, Okay, the ones that got sense. Okay, here. All right. Uh, Not where you just want to be running around amok, because again, they need this. They need you to be lawless. They need you to be emotional. They need you to be reckless. Okay, so they can have an excuse to wipe you out, because that is the agenda, to get rid of you. All right, that's all eugenics is. There is nothing good about eugenics. Eugenics is, we see you as animals to do whatever, experiment on, infect disease. All right, they don't see you as humans. All right, we have the 72 virgins energy, so it's kind of giving a sacrifice. Okay, that's usually like that, what do you call that, Al Qaeda type of energy. All right. And so we know that usually happens, that is the specific belief, the virgins belief. If they sacrifice themselves, then they go to heaven with virgins. We know that is specific to that culture, but there is some type of energy where um psyops possibly, okay, could also, they need to watch out for black people being blamed for uh constructed psyops, okay, false flags, all right, here, that are usually, again, indicative of a particular culture, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and things of that nature, and saying, oh, it was the black man. No, it wasn't, because I was at home with my woman and my kids, okay. Black man, black woman, this is that 10 of cups. I feel like that's also representative, for everybody as a whole, but this is the time where you want to be with your family. You want to be where you're supposed to be, and not where you can be easy prey. Here, all right, to some foolishness. All right. There, I do see some energy of whether they're false flags or real the suicide bombers. You see the planes are falling up out of the sky. Okay. There are, I did a reading, there's some in members and also in VIP Patreon, where I talked about the energy behind all the plane crashes that you are seeing now. Uh, expect that type of sacrificial energy in all type of forms to be rampant, all right, here in 2025. All right, Black History Month. What's in store? Okay, what do African Americans, people of color, need to look out for? All right. This says Oompa Loompa. That's kind of giving like that Willy Wonka type of energy. So we know it's enticement. Okay. It's the stranger danger. It's the don't take candy from a stranger. Okay. So be aware of things that seem too good to be true. Okay. Be aware of being offered something, and it's a trap. Okay. I'm hearing entrapment, okay, or setting up systems of entrapment. All right. Something where you go out for a good time. You think you're there to have a good time, to do one thing. mm, Something pops off, and then all of a sudden, you're in jail facing 20 to 50 years to life. Okay. Watch out for that. All right. It's a heavy entrapment, or systems, places being set up for that. Okay. A murder, most foul. Okay, here again, is giving a lot of sacrifice. Eugenics is eradication. All right, and again, I'm talking about Black history, people of color, African Americans, erasure. All right, here. So again, there's something about mass murder, or murders being committed in the most asinine, insane, horrific, okay, ways, is what you need to look out for. And again, uh, that's why you're being told more than ever. If you think about Black history, Black power, those type of movements, it was all about family. It was all about community. It was all like for real. You're going to need this more than ever now, because if you get caught outside, okay, if you're caught outside of the collective, outside of the community, uh, if you don't make it happen, if we don't get together now, all right, that makes it easier again to catch you. When they had slavery, okay, they went together, right? When they were escaping and they were going north, they went in groups. This is the kind of thing where You need to be with the group collective. You need that community, all right? Because being alone, you're vulnerable, okay? Here, all right? Relationship status, Black History Month, world predictions, seduction, Black History Month, world predictions, um, debauchery being promoted again, to people of color through the music, through the media, through things that you're sold, um, marketed to. All right. A lot of y'all need to find somebody and go sit down somewhere. Okay. I don't care if you say, well, I'm too young for that. If okay, you gonna be young and you ain't gonna even make it to 40 and 50 and 30 for what they have out here. And if you are in VIP and you've watched my readings on the bioweapons and you've watched my readings on the fog and all these things, it's very real. Okay. I just put in some prediction receipts in VIP about what they're doing to the air and the air. It's real out here. Okay. I ain't trying to ruin the fun for you, but you need your community, you need your family, you need your people more than ever now. Okay. It's just not the time. I see more plane uh, crashes again, systematic incarceration of men. All right. Here to leave women vulnerable. Okay. Diseases, eradication through disease. All right, here, mass killings, damn near serial killings. Okay, here, I in some parts, and I don't know where, but you will see a lot. Be careful about racial motivated. Okay, racial heightened racially motivated attacks. Okay, here, definitely need to arm yourself, make sure it's legal. All right, here, if you're traveling, make sure you know the laws of the places where you are traveling. Make sure you have methods to record everything to um you need like 20 safety measures, okay? Because it's giving very much targeted. It's giving very much like there's a target more than ever on the backs of young men, okay? Young men of color. The world is going to shit, literally, okay? Here, there's something specific, all right, with the male species, but especially black men of color, all right? um Here, all right. um mm, Regulatory capture, I just said that, like incarceration, all right, here. And something about the mental or emotional state being manipulated, and you wouldn't even know. All you know is that you went outside and you saw this weird fog. You was just out with your boys, and you're just like, oh, it's just foggy, all right. And then 48 hours later, you standing in front of the judge like, what happened? Your Honor, I don't remember. Your Honor, I only had one beer. I don't remember. Okay. That's the level of these bioweapons that are going to be utilized against, uh, they're already being utilized against the population, but there's some type of concerted effort about eugenics. All right. So watch that playlist that I did about this specifically. All right. There's something about teenage pregnancy. Now, I know in one sector they were saying they were going to make it hard to eliminate, okay, um, abortions, or something like that, okay. But I feel like that's only when it comes to they need to get their numbers up. And for them to get their numbers up, you know, everybody else numbers got to go down. All right, because they're feeling like the minority. And when someone feels like the minority, or when they feel outnumbered, which is weird. Okay, I'm like, you got all the power, you on all the seats, but there's a fear here. Okay, this fear, and when they have that fear, they do very, very extreme things. There's a documentary out right now on Amazon about Lake Lanier, all right, in Oscarville. It's kind of giving that some sort of mass, eradication look of Black people. Okay, it's very serious. All right, um, and the only way you beat it, the only way you win, is if we're together, if we're looking out for each other, if we know where one another's are. Make sure you have your location. Where's my family location apps, things of that nature. Encourage your kids, your teens to be home at reasonable times. All right. Again, if you're going to travel, research the laws, sundown towns, all of that. Okay. This is a time where they need to fill these prisons. It's giving that the only real labor or workforce labor is going to be done through these privatized, all right, prisons. So therefore, there's an agenda to fill them, all right, here. And the only way you bypass that, all right, is not being outside, like normal. Okay, home, and I'm not. Again, you're gonna do what you want to do. Okay, my job is to tell you, and then from there, once it gets off my desk, I've done my job here. But um, it's giving bounty energy. All right, and with the Seven of Swords and that Justice energy, um, uh, there is none. Okay. Um, I think they tried to put an executive order for the Department of Justice when it came to civil rights cases. They said we're not doing it. We're going to stop all of the civil rights cases. We're not even. I like. There's like a halt on them, right? Before there was a time where somebody did you dirty, you kind of knew that you were going to. Okay, I don't feel not so much. All right, is giving dead or in jail and eugenics for Black people. Um, and that's unfortunate because we ain't did nothing to nobody but exist. You literally could have left us where we were at. Here, that's something I've been meditating on today. Is somebody mad at you for what they did to you. All right, and you when you say, "Could you please not do that no more?" Then they get mad. And okay, so yeah, I don't know, but that's what it's giving. Here, eugenics. All right, eugenics. So look that up, study that, watch all the documentaries, watch all the movies, everything you can get your hands on. Go into the library, books. Again, they've eliminated Black History Month from the calendar. They're trying to eradicate these teachings from schools. So that's why I told you guys before in other readings that this is where you're going to be wanting to document your family history, interviewing your elders, hell, your story. Okay, create a YouTube channel, even if it's just for your family. All right, and tell your story, the story of your people. Get everybody involved, or something hardcore. Even if you have your own video camera, because the blackout, anything could happen. But some way to say that we were here, my family was here. This is the legacy. This is the tree. Because again, when they brought people over from Africa, they weren't allowed to speak their own language, right? That's part of that eradication. All right, here, that's part of that assimilation. And so if I bring that up, then there's some type of energy coming coming like that, all right, where you're not allowed to speak it or something. So you have to make a concerted effort to raise your kids, all right, and teach your kids, all right. And I can tell a lot of them ain't been done because you ask a child or not even a child, a 20-year-old, you be like, hey, you know about X, Y, and Z? And they're like, huh? And they're like, what? Okay. So this time period where education is paramount, okay? Um, Black education, whatever your culture is, to educate your kids, all right? Because there's a concerted effort to erase the history, and also erase you, okay? Literally, all right? And I don't know what they gonna do. I mean, if that happened, well, who gonna get it popping? I don't know. It's gonna be pretty boring, okay? Because we are the sauce. Like I don't know, it's kind of weird. Here, so educating, preserving your family legacies, um, really enforcing, okay, mandatory, making sure your kids just aren't out here, partying and bullshitting because that is where they're vulnerable. That is where they're going to get caught up. Okay, here, I love you, Black people. I love everybody. All right, here, but I'm just really I'm feeling for the women. I'm feeling, again, for Black people, for all people of color. It's not your fault. Can't do nothing about the color of your skin. Can't do nothing about where you were born. Can't do nothing. Okay. Here. All right. Just stay prayed up. Know God, regardless of whatever. God sits on the throne, and God don't play about you. He don't play about his children at all. So make sure that you are staying prayed up. For those of you that are spiritualists, make sure that you are venerating. And again, this is spiritual warfare. So a lot of it you will need to fight in the spiritual. And when you fight in the spiritual, you will be given guidance in how to move in the physical. All right. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.